Dave, last few weeks have been pretty funny, haven't they? There's been good performances and there's been some bad performances as well. From the players' point of view, as a collective, how have you kind of looked at those last few weeks and assessed them all as a group of players?
Yeah, you look at the good performances, and then the bad ones. But at the end of it, you do look at the points you gain from it, and we know we've not got the points we wanted. But there's only so much you can keep looking back, and we have to look forward to hopefully a great 4 days. Friday, and then 2 days training, then a home game Monday. So pick up good points from them two. You don't really look at the 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, and that's what we have to do.
Is it a matter of then, pretty much from what you just said though, of as a group kind of mentally staying positive and all that, even when, like you say, you've picked up some points but not as many as you would have liked?
Yeah, look, we have got a good group where, we do stay positive. The staff, are backing us to stay positive, to do the right things, and we just need to pick up points. That's what we're here for. We're not here for good performances, bad performance. We're here to pick up wins, 3 points at the end of the day, and that's what we'll go out, especially in these next 2 games, to do.
Over the context of the season, though, as a first season back in League One, how would you assess the way that things have gone so far?
Yeah, look, before Christmas, we was flying, we was holding our own. After Christmas, it's been different. Is the pitch out? Probably not, but we can't use that as an excuse. Of teams, your bigger teams, this is where they kick on. That's why they're paying people thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. This is where the champ players who are playing in League One do start to come good. And people have spent ridiculous money to get players in January. We're not a club that's about that. And no one can expect that. It's a family-run club. So, on that side, it has to be right. And then the 11 players, 16 players on the day have to get our stuff right. And we've not been, but it's not from a lack of trying. But like I said, we just have to keep looking forward, keep being positive, and I don't think these 2 games could come at a better time for us.
I was going to say that you come against 2 sides that have been struggling in the league, but it is a chance to reassert yourselves, isn't it? Like you say, and you pick up maximum points, 4 points, whatever, out of these 2 games, and all of a sudden the other side of Easter, some of them, if you like, the negativity kind of goes away, doesn't it? So is that the firm target then, to try and just get something out of these 2?
Yeah, definitely. Look, you're always 1 win away from changing the whole atmosphere. That's football at any level, and it's always been like that. It'll always be like that. You want good performance and good win, a 3-0, bit of a spanking away from changing the whole way of everything's looked at. But that's the beauty of football.
How does your experience and the experience of the other lads who know this level really well, how does that help when you're going into games like these?
I won't say it's experience. I'd say it's more mentality. You can have a young lad, like Sammy Robinson, who don't get fazed, and he'll relish this. League One. He's played a lot of games. He'll relish stuff like this. 2 games in 4 days on an Easter weekend. It's probably first for him. But we've got young lads who want to play football, who want to be winners and take this club far. So I don't think it comes down to experience. I think it comes down to the mentality in the changing room that we have.
With reference to Sammy, he's obviously played in the same position as you. You had to kind of retrain yourself to be a wing back, didn't you? And now he's played there as well. So, from the experience point of view, how have you worked with him and helped him to better understand that role a bit?
Look, Sammy's great. He cracks me up every day. He comes in, smile on his face, works hard. He is a great lad, and he is a good player, and he's only going to get better. And especially at this club, I think he's got the tools, and the club have got the tools to make him, and into something he wants to be, and get him to the levels where he wants to be at.
Have you taught him a little bit about the demands of that role though, and what his responsibilities are when he plays that? Because you had to learn it yourself a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. But when you're that age, and I was that age, you need a bit of that free spirit that he's got. You know, as you get older, then you know you start realising what you can and can't do. You know, he needs to figure that out himself. You know, and he is doing.
What could you still do then? Tell us about how you're getting
Run.
on at the minute.
Run and cross. I hope.
How's it been for you though? Like you said, because you know this has been another season back in League One for you. It's very different from last year, but for your own form, how have you felt about that this year?
Yeah, I think you know what I've set out from day one to give this club is give everything I've got. You know, I'd say I'm consistent in that, and I have been. You know, I've had bad games. Don't get me wrong. But one thing no one will ever fault me is, walking when I should be running and stuff like that. You know, that's the least I can do for the football club is give it everything. Look, I'm not going to play well every week, because if I was playing like well every week, probably would have been at a higher level. But I know where I'm at. I know what I can offer the club, and it seems to work.
I don't want to sound this to sound horrible, but at your age, but when at your age now, how do you know more about your body and, like you say, what you can and can't do and what you're capable of and manage yourself a lot better when it comes to both your fitness and working with the manager to get the best out of you?
Yeah, look, I've said, with the gaffer, he can't make a wrong decision in my eyes. He's been unbelievable for me, him and his staff. If they've ever needed anything, they don't ask questions, they try and, get it done. Or, so if I need a day off here and there, family reasons, same again, they don't ask questions. They just ask if everything's alright, do we need anything? And stuff like that goes a long way, in my eyes.
And just lastly then, like you've just said, these two games over these next 4 days, really, really important, but they are against two sides that are scrapping at the bottom of the table. So what do you as a group of players kind of need to take on those two sides who will obviously just, have nothing to lose to a certain extent, really? They'll throw everything at you.
Yeah, look, first, do the basics better, win our battles and stick together, and we've just got to punish teams in the final third, stop the ball going in our net, It's the simple things, but if we get that right, then it'll be a good 4 days for us.